Shabbat Shalom. I hope that everybody is having a good Thanksgiving weekend. I know that we are celebrating at our house not only Thanksgiving weekend, but also the fact that my wife and I are celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary this Shabbat. So Mazel Tov to me and my wife. This week's Torah portion is Parashat Vayetze. It is the aftermath of the blessing which was stolen by Jacob from his brother Esav. It is his fleeing, and of course, the very well-known scene where he lies down and has a dream, and he wakes up, and he has a very interesting thing that he says. He says when he wakes up, surely God is in this place, and I did not know it. Now, why do I say the word I twice? Because in the Hebrew it says, Anochi lo yadati. Lo yadati would be sufficient to say, I did not know. The word Anochi becomes superfluous. Anochi, which means I, is there sort of twice. And there have been a lot of commentaries written by great rabbis about why we have this superfluity, because we know in the Torah there is no such thing as an extra word, so everyone must mean something. And one of them that really spoke to me was from Rabbi Shlomo Avradomsk, who was a Polish Hasidic master from the 19th century. And he said that the reason why we have this extra word is to teach us that in order to know God, we sort of have to set some things aside. Let me give you an example. Jacob, for instance, was in this spot, and he says, God was in this place and I didn't know. Why did he not know it? Don't we recognize that God is with us all the time? And often we have distractions. We have things that happen in our lives that prevent us from recognizing God's presence in our midst on a regular basis. And so Shlomo Avradomsk says that one of the things that we have to do is sort of push aside or push down our ego, set aside those things that distract us so that we can, in fact, really recognize that God is with us. Just like if you take the word Anochi, which means I, and drop it out of that verse, all of a sudden we have a better chance of knowing God. And so one of the things that we should consider in this complicated world in which we live, where it's sometimes difficult to feel the presence of God, which is to concentrate on setting those things aside which separate us from God, to allow ourselves to calm, to allow ourselves to really appreciate the world around us. And that's part of the message, of course, of this Thanksgiving holiday that we just celebrated. This week at Bethel, the Heights Synagogue, we mark the yahrzeit of Lawrence Davis, Joseph Migalnik, Nechama Schultz-Shalit, Harry Davis, Beatrice Ann Greenbaum, Rose Katz, Jackie Davis, Harry Kastner, Emmanuel Fromson, Esther Math, Helen Panetsky, and Philip Bertman. Wishing you all a very happy and healthy Shabbat.